sir. All right, folks, we're going to press on this next comedian come to the stage. I've been on a bunch of shows with him. Please welcome to the stage Mr. James Cipollina. Let him hear it.
How's everybody doing?
Good.
Everybody in a good mood?
Yeah.
All right, just checking. I recently just quit smoking cigarettes.
Oh, great.
Thank you. I actually used the e-cigarette to wean myself off the cigarettes, and I noticed it's a little bit second rate. Kind of like what a sex robot would be. Just a little sidebar, there actually are sex robots. I've done a lot of research into this subject. And instead of an orgasm, you get a thumbs up. Geez, I'm liked. I am also getting a little bit older. I recently just turned 42. Thank you. It is an accomplishment. I notice at this age, you start to do some strange things. Like, I'll just taste fruit in the supermarket. It's like that old man gene is already kicking in. And I'm really starting to enjoy a hot cup of tea. I am also single. I tried that online dating stuff. I find it to be a little bit easier. Well, a little bit easier to be turned down. So I have been up here a little bit now, and I'm sure some of you might be wondering, does this guy look like John Travolta? Well, the answer is yes. I've been told I look like him many, many times. So everything is now technology. I recently joined Twitter. I have 1 follower. And Twitter is 10 years old. And before they were named Twitter, they almost named themselves Friendstalker. But it was deemed a little bit too creepy. You think? Friendstalker? Facebook is 12 years old. I have articles of clothing older than that. And Facebook, the poke, is not as popular as it used to be. That used to mean something entirely different. Facebook also has a pirate option. And did you know that more people can be depressed looking at Facebook, looking at everybody else's achievements? And did you know that 800,000 people came out on Facebook last year? They were like, Mom, Dad, I'm a pirate. So I am trying to get into shape. I recently joined the gym, and that's bullshit. I hate the gym. It's like, yeah, let me willingly go lift this heavy stuff. And when I'm in there, it's awkward. I really try to look like I know what I'm doing, but I'm really just looking at the girls in spandex. So I guess I am kind of just a fat kid at heart. I like cake. And when you see a fat kid eating cake, you automatically know that cake is good. And I know there's all this emphasis on weight and appearance, but I say let the fat kid have his cake. So I am also a native New Yorker. Any other native New Yorkers here? All right, yeah. I mean, one of the greatest things about New York is you never know what you're going to see walking down the street. And I'll think to myself later, did I really see 6 leprechauns and a guy painted gold walking down the street in September? I am also a children's book author. I draw little cute cartoons. That wouldn't exactly help me out in jail. But if this comedy thing don't work out, I do have something to fall back on. So I did have a pretty crazy Italian family. I think my parents just had kids just so we would clean. I mean, I was like 5 years old vacuuming, doing dishes. And my parents, they got so lazy that they just stopped beating me and had my older brother do it instead. And he was huge, but it really freaked him up. My dad was like, cool, I get to watch more sports. So I was in the hospital recently, and I've noticed that hospitals are very sexual places. I mean, think about it. The whole place is made up of beds. All the patients are half naked. I saw 3 doctors when I was in there. 3 male doctors. And all 3 inserted their finger up my ass. Hey, when I looked up and asked why, they said that's what John Travolta likes. Thank you guys, you were awesome.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
Hey, Cipollina, let James hear it.